No other group of people care as much as Black people do with how their women do their hair. Why?
No other group of people is en masse 90% of the time not wearing their natural hair texture.
Natural hair and 4C hair specifically does not have to be the super time-consuming, horrible, terrible thing you have to do. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, it takes me forever to do my hair. Well, just choose styles that don't take so long. Choose styles that are easy to do.
If you are a Black girl watching this, what I'm about to say might sound odd to you at first, but please bear with me. Please hear me out. Us learning about the struggles women of other races experience with their hair is just as imperative as them learning about ours. I constantly run into hair pages that focus on the struggles straight and curly-haired women have when managing their hair. I believe us not acknowledging they exist gives us the idea that they have better hair, and we are cursed with unmanageable hair that needs a lot more work instead of focusing on being just as informed about how to take care of our own hair the way they do theirs. I had an Asian friend who told me her parents would pack multiple oils for her whenever she'd go to school, and boarding school that is, so her hair could grow faster and she could easily avoid damage. But we think needing oils for those of us who do is just a coily hair thing, and when we get frustrated doing it, we use it to justify talking about our hair like it's part of the struggle, when no, you're struggling with it the same way a looser textured person might struggle with their own.
Let's make my own hair oil together. If you didn't know, hair oiling is a traditional South Asian practice that has existed for centuries. It's only recently that it picked up a lot of popularity in the West. I used to really argue with my mom when she tried to make me oil my hair because I was a little kid who did not like to sit still. Now I kind of see it as this like ritual of taking care of myself, and it feels like I'm making a little potion every time I mix my hair oil.
We use this to excuse labeling our hair as the most difficult texture to manage and maintain. A lot of non-Black women also wear wigs, which is something a lot of us like to point out, but we don't also want to then acknowledge is because a lot of them struggle with their hair just the same. We say they are just like us when it comes to how often they show off their natural hair, and that the world simply refuses to note it, to shame coily haired girls and make them feel as if they don't love their features as much as other girls and women do. But we still say there is a huge difference in how difficult it is to maintain our hair, which in my opinion does not track. We feel like doing so somehow erases the political, economic, and social struggles that come with having our texture. But no, it doesn't. And that needs to be made clear, because a lot of us who live in areas where that is not prevalent or even non-existent still feel the need to hide our hair from no one but ourselves. And our texturist family and community members, of course. You can't forget them, and please do not get me wrong here. I think any and everyone should wear whatever they want on their heads and in whatever texture they so choose. My issue is with the misinformation. It is not the only way, it is not the only option. It is simply the one that you have chosen, and that is okay. An Afro wig is just as easy to take care of as a straight textured wig. You just do not prefer it, and that is okay.
The wig is not the devil. It's how you put importance on the wig.
Yeah.
The wig is not the enemy. The braids not the enemy. These are fun things. They look great. It's just making sure that we rotate them out.
Yeah.
So don't feel guilt for your beautiful wig. You look fabulous. It's giving Michelle Obama. You look wonderful. Okay?
Death to whoever judges you or attempts to make you feel away about it. There's also so much history behind how we view our hair and how society responds to it. It's not just hair, yes, but also, well, yeah, it's just hair. The media has always tried to trick us into seeing non-Black beauty as more effortless and put together. The looser your texture, the easier it would be for you to keep a healthy and full head of hair without all of the mess and all of the fuss. I argue that your hair is just as easy. I argue the idea that your hair is harder is texturist. You wake up, you pull it out, and reshape it for a minute or two, and you are then ready to take on the day. That is easy. As long as you keep it moisturized throughout the week, you do not need much. As long as you like the appearance of coils, all will be well.
That's the beauty of type 4 hair, is that when you style it and style it correctly, you really don't have to do anything
to it for a few days. Like if you have a moisturized routine down and you like the style that you chose, you don't really have to touch your hair throughout the week. So I think styling your hair for 2 hours and then never having to really do anything with it throughout the week is a pretty good trade-off. Not that time consuming. But at the same time, all I know is my natural hair. I've never had a perm or anything like that, so I'm very used to dealing with my natural hair to the point where it doesn't take me a long time to do it. But that's achievable for just about everybody. Everything takes practice.
All will be well, and again, all is just as well if you opt for something else, but that does not make wearing your coils harder. It is just not what you prefer. No one should judge you for that at all, but someone with straight hair and not enough information on how to take care of it will struggle with their natural hair just the same, but they just won't choose to then start wearing afro textured hair as a result. Even if they wanted to, I'm pretty sure we'd all have a lot to say about it.
To protect my hair. I even made a video talking about how I learned about the benefits of wearing a bonnet from Black women, and even purchased my bonnet from a Black creator right here on TikTok, CK Beauty.
This is why a lot of us were shocked when straight textured girls were praising bonnets for saving their hair, because we have this idea that they have no hair struggles, and that if they do, they will most likely have the answer right off the bat. But no, some of them just recently discovered something that improved their overall hair health. So not having all the answers when it comes to products and technique.
So what I'm going to say is all hair is work. The whole conversation right now, everyone that's in the comments, oh my God, it's just too much work. Is this? All hair is work. Whether you have 4C/coily, because honestly, the whole hair type system, I'm learning was really a marketing scheme. Whether you have coily hair, whether you have the ringlets that all of you desire, all hair is work. Even when you straighten it, it's work. Getting a wig put on, it's work. Getting your hair washed, blow dry, twisted, it's work. Getting it locked, it's work.
It's more prevalent in our community, yes, but once you have the information, you aren't going to have an extra struggle with your hair compared to someone else. Again, in my non-hair expert opinion. Another thing that is constantly brought up is the idea that if your hair does not have a lot of volume or sheds more often, then you, my friend, have a non-functioning afro. But no, again, that is just something girls of all textures can experience. Yes, you'll be judged differently for it in certain spaces, but that doesn't then lend credence to the notion that coily hair and coily hair alone can be this way. It could be happening for a plethora of reasons, and they should all be considered. I believe we need to note the difference between an experience itself and the conclusions we draw from said experience. If I experience difficulty with maintaining my hair, it doesn't then give me all the knowledge I need to figure out how textured hair overall is compared to non-textured hair in the maintenance department. The struggle is how we are treated for having our kind of hair, but the hair itself is not a struggle. The struggle is how we are treated for having our kind of hair, but the hair itself is not a struggle. And us promoting the idea that it is in spaces that are supposed to assure us that our hair is not the unbearable task society says it is ludicrous. We need to be less comfortable with othering ourselves in such extreme ways, whether our intention is to celebrate who we are and what we are. I know plenty of non-coily haired women who use way more product on their hair than I do, and you know what? I know a lot of non-coily haired women who use even less. It's more about the style you want to achieve and how much manipulation it demands, and it's less about your texture. Everyone's experience is valid, but not so much that it can manipulate facts. Remember, texturism is people making it harder for coily haired individuals to advance socially, economically, and politically compared to their looser texture having counterparts. It doesn't somehow turn your coils into steel or whatever else. It's still hair. Stop spreading misinformation and encouraging hair dysmorphia under the guise of sharing your experience. The worst experience does not need to be framed as the experience, but I fear that's where our obsessive need to excuse our continued efforts to keep Eurocentric or even Asian-centric, if you prefer, beauty standard pedestalized in full view for young coily haired girls to see and seek to fit into and emulate. Your 4C hair could never, you say, but that does not mean 4C hair itself cannot. It does not mean that the 4C hair of those with the knowledge, the experience, and the appreciation for it cannot make it do so with ease. Someone saying 4C hair can is not gaslighting anyone, as I've seen many claim in many 4C appreciation videos. It is a telling of one's experience, and my question is, why is the worst one always marketed as the main one? By what telly and by what logic? Your coily hair is easy to manage, it is easy to style, and it is a sight for sore eyes. Love it, take care of it, flaunt it, appreciate it. And to those who appreciate something else, again, that is all right, but you do not then have the right to spread misinformation.
It's really disingenuous to compare someone who has straight hair or a looser hair texture wearing a few tracks to add more volume to their hair or changing their hair color to black women going through carcinogenic chemical treatments to get straight hair, to black women risking traction alopecia, to black women being unable to go outside with their naturally curly afros, to black women being socially and culturally normalized as always wearing wigs and weaves. This aversion, yes, aversion to natural hair is costing black women physically, emotionally, financially, and socially. Even simple numbers and simple logic aren't on our side. When black women go to hair salons, we're spending 3 times longer than other groups of people. Do you guys actually think that our natural hair is somehow, by the laws of physics, just requiring of all this time and energy, separate from texturism? You say you're wearing wigs because your natural hair is too difficult for you to do. All power to you, but don't try to drown out the very real conversation about natural hair insecurity, because we have statistics about social perception based on the way your hair looks, and that's a lot of what has been historically and even presently influencing the decisions that black women make about their hair. I want what's best for black women, and I will not believe that all these hair gymnastics is the best for us, especially when we're so behind on retirement savings in America, for example. Assimilation is costing us too much. Your natural hair is beautiful. You have to try. It's not going to be easy. You have to, bit by bit, you just have to wear it out, and then you realize, oh wow, I'm saving so much money. My head feels so much lighter. I don't wake up and have a panic attack because of the way my hair looks. There's so many benefits. We have to have the conversation, though, as difficult as it is. Also, anyone who treats you worse for wearing your natural hair is not a good person.
Don't you ever feel guilty, okay? But when it's time to take it off, take it off with your chin up and enjoy the time with it off, just like you had it on. That's what I say.